Alright, let's talk about Avowed. Avowed is Obsidian's new first-person and third-person RPG. And honestly, it's got a lot of people in the mixed review area. But honestly, if you're into deep stories, cool combat, and a world that is centered around your actions and choices, then I would consider giving this a shot. In this video, we're going to break down everything, who's making it, the gameplay, and all the cool features that stood out to me when playing it. So let's jump in. First off, Avowed is made by Obsidian Entertainment. And if that name sounds familiar, that's because they have a couple of big hitters out. Just to name a few, we got Fallout New Vegas, Outer Worlds, and Pillars of Eternity, which is actually tied to the universe that Avowed is in. These guys know how to make great RPGs with meaningful writing and choices that you make that actually matter. And honestly, this is kind of giving me a little bit of a Skyrim feel with the first person aspect, as well as some of the magic wielding, but we'll get to there in a second. All right, let's talk about the world of Avowed. Avowed is set in Eora. Let's go with Eora, which, like I said earlier, is the same universe that Pillars of Eternity is in. The game takes place in Living Lands, which is a wild, untamed region full of strange creatures, different factions that are warring against each other, and some pretty crazy magic. The world feels really alive with the different biomes ranging from super beautiful forests to dangerous wastelands. And like the past Obsidian games with Fallout New Vegas, what you say to people and how you act affects the world around you. Even the weather can change things. But what's the deal with Avowed's story? Well, you play as an envoy from the Edir Empire, sent to the Living Lands to investigate a mysterious plague. This plague is called the Dream Scourge. As you start digging, you realize that this plague isn't just some random sickness. It's tied to ancient magic, some powerful factions, and even your own past. And I really feel like this is where Obsidian's signature storytelling really takes place. And because choices actually matter in this game, you're met with a dilemma. Will you try and stop the plague or use its powers for yourself? I don't want to dive too deep into the story because I want you to go experience for yourself. But with that being said, let's get into the combat. Unlike other RPGs, you're locked into a specific group or style. Avowed lets you mix things up with mix matching weapons like a wand and a gun, or you can go your classic knight with a shield and a sword. One of the coolest things about the combat is the elemental interaction. Fire spells can burn oil, ice magic can freeze your enemies or freeze the water that your enemies are in, and same thing with the lightning. If a group of people are in water and you shock it with lightning, you hit all of them. So instead of just button mashing your way through the levels, you actually have to think about your environment and what's around you and be able to use them to your advantage. Now, no good RPG is complete without a good NPC companion, and so therefore Avowed is no different. These aren't just some throwaway NPCs either. They have backstories. They also have different combat abilities, and they all react to your choices. Once again, building on that everything around you reacts to what you do. For example, the character Kai. He is a coastal hunter who knows how to use a bow and arrow, and he knows Living Lands inside and out. And I mean, to be honest, he's a pretty chill guy. And I feel like Obsidian does really good at that, at writing deep and memorable characters. Some other cool features you should know about are, besides the story and the combat, Avowed has a bunch of smaller features that make it stand out. There's no inventory overload, so you won't be drowning in useless loot. There's lore highlights. If someone drops a term that you don't quite understand, you can highlight it for a quick explanation. Like I said before, there's a faction system, different groups with different goals, and if I haven't said it enough, your choices of what you say matter. And the reason that I keep reiterating that point is because in a day where it's just move forward and shoot at the first thing that's in front of you, it's nice to play a game that actually is affected by the choices you make. It's one of the reasons why I love the Telltale games so much. There's so many things that could happen, so many people you can be on the good side or bad side of just because you said something they didn't like. Now, I've seen some people ask, is Avowed like Skyrim? The short answer is kind of, but not really. Yeah, it's a first-person fantasy RPG with magic and swords, but unlike Skyrim, it's more structured. Instead of one giant open world, Avowed is a little more focused, kind of like Outer Worlds. That means you won't have an infinite sandbox, but you'll get tighter storytelling. And honestly, in my opinion, better world building. And I think that's a good thing. I've been enjoying playing it so far. I really like the combat, especially with the wands. I was kind of surprised how good it felt to whip that wand around and just freaking destroy enemies with it. And the way that it indicates and tells you that, hey, an enemy is about to hit and you can parry, I really like that. It tells you when they have their shield up and they're not going to take damage if you stab them. All those little things really add up for me. But if you love games like Skyrim, The Witcher, Outer Worlds, then I think you should play this game. And if you have been playing or you have thoughts on the game or anything that I've said, please let me know down in the comments and let me know which path you took, whether it was the war hero or the scholar. Also, you can check out this video right here. YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video, so I mean, YouTube's not wrong, right? It's an algorithm, they can't be wrong. So why don't you just go ahead and click it? Also subscribe right here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little talk and we'll see you next time. Peace.